Good morning. Morning coffee family is in full effect. The squirrels and birds have been fed. The affiliate marketing campaigns have been launched and unpaused. And I sold most of my MC stock last night for a huge profit. But GME needs to pick its ass up off the ground and get back to that $300 to $400 mark. And if it does, I'll be able to afford my electric bill, and I can stop living in the dark, or in a park, or on a lark. It's Thursday in the morning. I got the morning coffee family by my side. Yeah, it's Thursday in the morning. I'll be alright if this is the last day of my life, 'cause it's Thursday in the morning. I've got a pregnant tree squirrel about to take a fight with a ground squirrel over a corn on the cob that I put out there. And everything's gonna be okay. Good morning, everybody. What's happening with you? It is a beautiful Thursday to be alive. 2021 in the year of our Lord. Coffee cheers to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. To my strange YouTube show. A bunch of interesting people showing up, and that's the goal. Need to cut my fingernails. On this hand, they're starting to buzz. When the strings buzz, that's what that is. Love myself a guitar. Good morning, Roshni Gandhi, who looks like you were here first. I actually did see a comment from Kim before yours, but it looks like he deleted it or disappeared. So today, Roshni Gandhi, outside of my coffee mugs that I posted, you're the first. So let's have a drink of coffee for Roshni Gandhi and for Kim. And who else is here? Claudine, August, Billy Bell, Bolo, Tammy, GM for the people. What's happening? With a corn cob, a squirrel, and a coffee. Wow. 10 extra points for creativity. That looks like it might be a groundhog. And a corn cob. I love it. Oh my goodness. So this morning, things are okay. Slept like a baby, got up about 6 o'clock in the morning to an alarm. I have an alarm set these days for 6 a.m. Usually I'm up before it, but if I'm not, it wakes me up and I get out of bed. When I want to sleep in really late these days, it's 7. If I sleep until 7, it's pretty amazing. Oh, we've got a real fight going on now. A pregnant tree squirrel is arguing with a ground squirrel, and the ground squirrel won. They're fighting over a corn cob, a dried corn cob you can buy. I'll need to go feed her after this. What's up? Kim's back. It says my message deleted itself. Yeah, we were just talking about that. In between me focusing on this squirrel war going on outside. Guys, my squirrel, I don't know if I've told you this, but I realized I have this family of squirrels in the backyard. The dad's named Charlie. The oldest son is named Jeremy. This is named after my family members. And the next oldest son was named Ben, after my younger brother Ben. And then Benny kept getting fat and fatter and fatter and fatter and acting very strange and violent towards the dad out there. And getting very fat and aggressive. And that's when one night I couldn't really figure out what was going on with him. I thought maybe he was sick, maybe he had a tumor, he was getting so fat, maybe I should stop feeding him. And then it popped in my head, what if he's pregnant? And I Googled pregnant squirrel. And all the pictures I saw looked exactly like my boy Benny, who is a girl and who is extremely pregnant. And they have 5 babies usually when they give birth. It's usually 5 babies. And the squirrel that is pregnant now, I believe, was one of the 5 babies that was born a year or more ago. So this is going to be fun. We haven't had babies here in a long time. They are the cutest things in the world. The little babies, like anything. You could have a baby dinosaur, anything. They're just baby dragon. They're just so cute when they're babies. Like people, and then they grow up to be monsters, you know. Life gets a hold of them. Like a baby lion cub is just beautiful. But when it gets older, you better, don't pet that. Don't pet that. But yeah, so it turns out it's a girl, and she's pregnant. She's extremely pregnant. And so that means I'm going to be I was calling myself Squirrel Dad, the Squirrel Father, and now I'm going to be the Squirrel Godfather. Don't ask me, you tuned into the YouTube show. I mean, this is what we do every day. This shouldn't surprise anybody. Kim says, my message was deleted by itself. That's weird. Yeah, that YouTube's strange, man. That's weird. GM for the People says, never bring a pregnant tree squirrel to a ground squirrel fight. Yeah, the ground squirrels seem a little more aggressive. They seem like they definitely win the arguments. And the ground squirrel, I have seen a baby ground squirrel, maybe like a teenage ground squirrel, jump in the air and land on one of the tiny little birds in the backyard and just eat its face off. Right in front of me. I heard something strange. I've gotten really tuned into the sounds, and I heard like the sound of distress. I heard a bird wing flapping on the ground that sounded bad. So I went and checked, and sure enough, a little ground squirrel had jumped on this little bitty bird. And it looked at me, and I was like, we do not do that here. And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? And he bit into the thing's face and carried it off. And I said, well, that's nature. You can't keep a ground squirrel down. It will eat anything that it wants. It'll even eat the face off of a baby bird. And there's not much you can do about it, 'cause that's backyard life. That's how it works. The animals are just living their lives, not trying to be jerks, 'cause that's how it works. Tammy says, I love that you're taking care of the squirrels. Yeah, I gotta give my mom thanks for that. She sent me I was talking about the squirrels a lot, just observing them. More of the mourning doves. I was into the mourning doves at that point. They were nesting here and having babies, and we had a whole relationship. And then she sent me a bag of food called Critter Crunch around my birthday, maybe in 2020, during the pandemic. You know, I was alone, lonely. And that bag of feed sat in my kitchen for a while, and I was kind of laughing about it. Like, why would she send me this? What am I going to do? What do you do with this? And then finally, after about a week or two, I opened the bag. I took a handful of the stuff, and I kind of sprinkled it around the garden in my backyard and on the wall. And that day, the backyard came to life. I realized not only did I have one squirrel, but he brought the whole family down. And we had 7 squirrels living in the tree, 2 adults and 5 babies. It It was amazing. And then the ground squirrels showed up about 2-3 days later. Just a single ground squirrel showed up and was kind of scouting things out and eating everything in sight. And then he showed up a few days after that with his whole family. So we had 7 tree squirrels and 7 ground squirrels that showed up. And it changed the way that I lived my life, especially during the pandemic. I was here alone completely. But now instead of like being completely alone, I had 14 squirrels that I was hanging out with and up to 40 doves a day. And you know, over time you start to get to know them and you know their personalities. I could tell you what each squirrel likes to eat the most. And they all have names and they all have their own little idiosyncrasies. And you know, for a former lunatic like myself, a good day for me, it's one of those things like as long as here's my criteria for a good day. This isn't all, but this is current during COVID. Because a good day for me would usually include some sort of social activity. See somebody, talk to them, even if it's just a friend over to their house to play guitars. But a good day for me, like I have 2 criteria. If I make something, that could be a YouTube video, especially if I record some music, even just put a guitar solo or a guitar part on one song, and if I feed the animals in the backyard. If I do that, make something creative, and I feed the animals, when I lay down in bed at night, I think, if nothing else, I did that. This is a good day. If I don't do those things, sometimes I lay down and go, what am I doing? Speaking of, yesterday I recorded an entire song. My best friend on the planet, I was talking to him the other night and I said, I'm doing kind of a country record. He goes, what are you up to? I said, I'm kind of recording some country songs. Maybe you call it Southern rock, maybe you call it red dirt, maybe you call it country, I don't know. It's just whatever comes out. My music is genre fluid, is one thing I say about it. What genre are you in? None. I'm genre fluid. However I feel that day, that's me. So respect my genre fluidness and buy my album, even if it's a hip hop, a gangster rap album. And then the next one will be country, and then the next one will be disco. There's no genres here. The music business is dead. Long live the music business. But he said, if you're going to do a country record, you should do this old song that I put out on a homemade record about 2004. So 17 years ago, I wrote a song called Oklahoma Weather. And it was a country-ish song, which reminded me, I forgot about that. I was experimenting with country-ish music 15, 16, 17 years ago. I was writing country songs as a joke in Dallas, Texas when I was about 19 or 20. They were joke songs, like about going to the bathroom, you know, sitting in a stall waiting for the bathroom to fall, you know, the stuff to fall. And me and my roommate at the time, who was my best friend, bass player in both bands I was in, we played together for 6 years in Dallas trying to make it and stuff, and we worked really hard, and I was a mess and it didn't work out, but we still talk to this day. He actually played bass on my 2020 music collection called Pretty Dark. And 2020 was pretty dark. But I used to make up country songs in our house. We were roommates. And I would go in my room at night and play the guitar and sing. We were in a very heavy band, like think of like Faith No More and Rage Against the Machine and Jane's Addiction put together, and that's pretty much what we sounded like, heavy. And then at night I'd be in my room making these little pretty songs and country songs, and then I'd go to practice and play this heavy metal and, you know, scream about the government and conspiracy theories and all this childhood and all this crazy stuff. Then I'd come home at night and be like, well, I'm just running around and I'm stuck in this one-horse town, and I'm searching to write some music, but I can't find the sound. Just making stuff up like that, but never played it for anybody. And so now that's what I'm doing as an old folks. I'm going back to I did an experiment with myself when I was turning around 40. And I thought we all have several phases of your life. Like every 7 to 10 years, you kind of become a new person. 0 to 7, you're like a little kid. You're not doing much. 7 to 14, you're kind of coming into your own. You're becoming a preteen, a teenager. Maybe you try marijuana, or you have a drink somewhere. You start defying your parents, coming up with your own ideas. You don't want to go to church anymore. And then 14 to 21, you become an adult, and hopefully go on some sort of an adventure. And then by the time you're 21 to 28, you're kind of calming down, looking around, going, now what's going on? And 35, you're a different person, and 42, you're a different person. And I was around that 42 area. And I looked back at all the people that I'd ever been, all the phases I'd gone through, and I thought, who do I want to be? Because you can pick. I can pick. Out of all the people I've been, who would I want to be? And I went through all those phases. And the person I want to be that I liked the most was about my 19-year-old self, maybe 19 or 20. And while I had my severe problems and was a monster in many regards, at that time in my life, I felt very free and was at kind of like a creative height, superpower-wise. Didn't use it effectively. I partied a lot, boozed a lot, focused on my own demons too much. But the essence of the person that I was inside is probably my favorite era of being myself. And so I chose him. And I combine him with me now. Like I want to be the creative freedom person that I was then, just completely wild. I'd never had anything, so I didn't really need anything, didn't have a place to live. No, me and my girlfriend had an apartment, but we were struggling. There were many nights we slept on friends' couches and in cheap motel rooms, drinking, cheap spiced rum in a cheap hot tub. But even all the darkness and with all the hard times, I chose that guy. This is my favorite guy. Creatively free, didn't really give two shits about fashion or being fancy or anything like that. And there was no genre. It was like everything was wide open and everything was possible. And I kind of readopted that part of it. Left out all the chaos and darkness. And for now, I'm riding that horse into the sunset. Way more fun. What am I talking about? Man, I like the flow of this channel lately. I go into these little reveries and then I look at the screen and go, oh yeah, people are watching. Because, and we'll get into the chat in a minute, but do you know the secret of this YouTube channel? I wonder if you know the secret of this YouTube channel. I've talked about it before. It's not like it's a big secret. But what happened was, I was making YouTube videos, 5 tips to success, how to make $1 million in 3 steps, all that kind of stuff. And it was doing well, like it was getting a lot of views, a lot of affiliate marketing content, and thousands of affiliate marketers showed up and were commenting and watching. The views, each video got between like 1 and 20,000 views. And, but I wasn't happy with it. I felt like I wasn't being myself. It was a strange representation of me. And I had a few close friends call me out on it. And they were like, why are you telling people how to make protein pancakes and run campaigns? Like, I think it's great you're helping people, but shouldn't you be playing music for them, or shouldn't you be releasing music? And I said, yeah. And it made me kind of rethink the whole thing. And back in the Hollywood apartment, and it continues to this day, I would wake up in the morning alone and talk to myself all day out loud. Like, just have the mental conversations that we have. I just started doing it out loud all the time. And after doing that for a long time, I thought, as I'm trying to dream up new YouTube content, what do I do? What can I do? 5 tips to wake up for a morning routine, or what is it going to be? I drink water, I meditate. What is everybody else saying? You go for a walk, okay. Instead of doing that, I thought, what if I just turn this on and talk to myself like I usually do on camera and work through my own thoughts and how I'm dealing with things inside my head and see what happens. And that was the instance that the old YouTube channel really took off. The subscribers shot up from 6,000 to 10,000. I was streaming almost every day, and there was no longer any friction. It was like turn the camera on and start talking. And back then I wasn't doing it live. I was doing the video and then uploading it. But thousands upon thousands of people started watching those and commenting and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's the YouTube channel. Me talking to myself and playing the guitar in front of people. And every once in a while, I would accidentally say something, and someone would comment and go, hey man, I broke down into tears when you said blah, 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 because I went through that too. And it's like, what? What did I say? And I have to go back and look. So it's an unconscious YouTube channel. I'll never know what I'm going to say when we turn this on. Maybe I'm going to play guitar the whole time and not say anything. Or we may do a discussion about landing pages in affiliate marketing for an hour. Or we might talk about squirrels, or going to jail. It's so great. I got such a good laugh with you guys yesterday, and everybody was commenting on the video from yesterday. They said, dude, when you're in a good mood, it's infectious. That was so much fun. And I had so much fun. When I hung the phone up, literally, I'm broadcasting on my phone. When I hung up yesterday, I just put my guitar down and was like, that was hilarious. That was great. But to be honest, I have no idea what we talked about. So let's get to the chat, because this is interactive and you guys have listened to me ramble on for 22 minutes. Everybody's saying good morning. Kim called me a squirrel whisperer. Yeah, I'm getting that now. I think they understand what I'm saying. The pregnant squirrel has been attempting to break into the house, like climbing the walls and climbing the back door screens and stuff. And I've been trying to tell her that that's not okay. So what I do is I clap my hands and I yell at her, and I've never done that. And she got very confused and very scared. And then about 10 minutes later, I walked outside with a hand filled with peanuts and nuts, and I coaxed her down from the tree and I put it on the ground. I said, if you want food, I bring food at certain times of the day, but you can't demand it and like climb the house and go crazy, or this isn't going to work. And she looked at me very weird. And today, no climbing. She's no knocking on the doors, no climbing on the screens. And I'm trying to train her to understand that if she'll just be cool, I'm cool. Like, I don't mind feeding them. I like it. But if they're going to like start demanding it and like tearing the house apart, I don't know what you do. So I think they understand. I think we're communicating. Animals are way smarter than we think. And I think that they feel and think and love and are scared just like humans. Exactly the same. There is no difference. They just can't voice it with words. That's the only difference. Imagine if animals could talk, how much different the world would be. And if plants could talk and say, hey, before you pick this lime off of my branch, you should know that that hurts. And when you pull it, I'm going to yell. And a little blood's going to come out. Because the biggest difference I can tell between humans and everything else is we can talk and we can scream and we bleed red. So anything that fits that criteria we care about a lot. But if they don't fit that criteria, fish don't have any feelings. Bullshit. Lobsters don't feel anything when they go. That's not them screaming, it's their body releasing steam. Okay, it sounds like they're screaming for their life to me. See, again, what am I talking about? Animals are people too, man. Plants are people too. Good morning. It's Thursday. When are you going to buy a farm? One day, that's my dream. I'd like to have a tiny house in the town where I come from, you can buy, I was looking the other day, you could buy 200 acres for less than the price of a really terrible house here. You could buy 200 acres of land, put a tiny house on it, and then just figure it out from there. You want to build a house someday, build a house. Or find one that's ready to go. Cheers to your mom. They tend to know what we need before we do. Boy, that's for sure. And it was a great example of what a good gift is. Like, of all the presents she's ever given me for my birthday, that's probably the one that changed my life the most. It cost, what, $15 for the bag of seeds. And it's kept me going. I'm rebuying it and still feeding them a year later. It's awesome. What other gift can you get that does that? Sometimes the best gifts cost very little. In fact, when I was like 19 years old, I shoplifted a bottle and some beads from an arts and crafts store. Put the beads in this little bottle, and I drove to Oklahoma for Christmas from Dallas, and that was her present, and I said it was time in a bottle. And that was my little creative way to say, I don't have any gift for you. But she actually loved it. And to this day, last time I was at her house, it still sits on her counter. And the cork has rotted and fallen apart and fallen into the bottle. And but most of the beads are still there, and she still has it. So what other gift have you ever given someone that they have for 20 years, 30 years? It's very rare. Every nice gift I ever got, I don't even know where it is anymore. Bicycle you got, who knows what happened to that. But a bag of bird seed, change your life. So Rob says, I would love to hear some country songs from you, Malan, please. Yeah, and they're not country like, well, I went to the doctor, and I wondered what I would see. And I walked on down the street in Nashville, Tennessee, and we went drinking and singing for good. It's not that. It's like me, but just leaning into my childhood is what it sounds like to me. But there are some straight up country sounding songs on there. And the one I did last night could be a country song. And it'll start popping up soon. Yesterday when I finished that song, that was the end of recording, I believe. So now you go back and you listen and you fill in any blanks, add a few things here and there. Then it gets mixed, then it gets mastered. But in the meantime, I'll probably put out a song or two before it's all done and start doing that as soon as I can. Your music tends to remind me of Arlo Guthrie. That's probably because I'm just messing around here on the channel. That's not really it is kind of what my music sounds like. And it is what it'll probably sound like in the future. Because this is like very natural for me to just play this and go. And I can make up words all day. Like we could talk about shoes. I've got shoes on my feet, but nowhere to go. I'm sitting here alone in the television's glow, but I've got a dream in my mind. And one day I'll find the key to the door in the back that I left long ago. And I'm gonna start me a rock and roll show. And I'm gonna play for the people someday. And everybody will know my name. I'm gonna start me a band. You can just go all day. It's like Charles Bukowski said, don't try. It doesn't mean don't put in effort. It means find something to do that you can make a living on, and you don't have to try. It just happens. I would love to get to a place where I'm able to just do that for music. Like just turn on a microphone and either freestyle it or just do very simple music. That's where I'll end up. But it's like a lifelong process. I ramped up into heavy metal and hard rock and all this stuff, then into alternative rock, and then into kind of more like mixed genre, jazz, Latin music, calypso stuff, reggae and all this, rock. And now I'm kind of leaning towards the blues and country, and I figure at some point it's just going to be Hank Williams Sr. type music, which are the best songs ever written. But it's a slowing down, and for me it takes a lot. Every time I start to record music, I go, I'm going to do this really simply. And the next thing you know, I'm adding strings and timpanis and drums and saxophones and keyboards and Hammond B3s. And it's just a problem. Tammy says, I believe plants can talk. That's for sure. That's been proven. They communicate for sure. I watched a thing where they put some sort of nodes or something on these plants, and they were able to monitor their communication. And they put the scent, I think it was the scent of like something that eats those plants. And the nearest plant that got the scent alerted, like its biometric data changed. And then it sent that information to all the plants around it, saying like there's a predator nearby. They were communicating. Like if they could speak, they would have been going, everybody be cool, everybody be careful, there's something out here. There's something out here going, oh, it's got a hold of me. Oh, it's ripping me apart, you know. Plants are people too, y'all. My dad just had 4 calves, also got a bunch of sheep. A few years ago, he got mauled by a calving cow and ended up in the hospital, but he's older and wiser now. My God. Yeah, when a horse or a cow decides to kick you or step on you, my God. Human beings are not the king of the jungle, that's for sure. All you need to do is get in one fight with a horse or a cow, and you'll learn real quick that if we didn't have machine guns, you know, and cannons and rifles, we would be probably extinct. Malan is Guthrie fluid. Pants is here. What's up, Pants? He says, morning, everybody, and coffee cheers. Tammy's laughing. Stefan stopped in. We'll watch later, as always. Araceli Chavez is in Indiana, says it's noon. Good to have you guys, man. If you're having a great time with this random ass talking that I'm doing, do me a favor and like the video right now, or I will come to your house and we will have a problem. You better go up or I'm gonna come. There it goes. Bam! That's so funny. But yeah, so that's what I'm up to this morning. We're 30 minutes in, having a good time. I'm going to push the button on my affiliate stuff. Not looking fantastic so far. Not terrible, but not great either. GME 210, AMC 1440. Boy, howdy, did I hear an interesting theory about Robinhood today. Something about when you buy shares of stock on Robinhood, you're not actually getting shares. They don't have them. They kind of, this is a theory, this isn't proven. They think you're going to lose anyway. So instead of actually giving you the stock when you buy it, they just kind of give you a credit. And then when you lose and sell it back for less, they just keep the money. That's a theory that I heard today. If true, they should all be put in jail. And they're trying to go public, which is the insane thing. Hey, Matt, have you tried traffic arbitrage before? Well, explain what you mean by that, because the entire game of affiliate marketing is arbitrage. So you got to be a little more specific. What's up, Lenny? August wants me to tell the t-shirt story. Okay. Flashback to about 2007. My life was in utter turmoil. I had court cases, court dates, attorneys, probation officers, had a good job, you know, very volatile Sid and Nancy-like relationship. Everything was crazy and I was falling apart. And I remembered reading a story, a book, part of a book I read, and it talked about how a positive mindset and a negative mindset can kind of change the biology of certain things. You know, kind of as in, you know, like The Secret or something like that. Like a positive thought creates positive energy and negative thoughts create negative energy, and these can affect you greatly. And to experiment with it, they did a test on ice crystals. And the experiment was, they took like a dozen jars of water and wrote positive messages on some, I love you, love. And on some of the other ones, they wrote negative messages like you're ugly, you're horrible, I hate you. And they put all of the jars in the freezer, froze them, and then they looked at the ice crystals, and the thesis or the theory in the book was that what they said the results were the positive messages. Those jars grew these beautiful crystals, and they were all similar. The ice turned like a definite shape. And the negative ones were more gnarled up and bad looking. And I'm doing a terrible job of summarizing the book. But that's what they were saying was, depending on how you treat yourself or how you're treated, it can affect the way that things turn out for you, or it can even affect your physical feelings and being and form. And it popped in my head. And I was so desperate for anything to improve that I thought I would give it a try on a human. And I chose myself as the guinea pig. And what I did was I took a blue magic marker, and I was working at a marketing agency at the time, and I would wear like a button-down shirt with a t-shirt on underneath. So on my undershirt, I wrote, "It will be okay." That's just what popped into my head as like a positive message I could write. And I wore it under my shirt for a while. And sometimes when I was in the restroom at work, I'd kind of open my shirt up and look at it. And things started to improve for me over the weeks and months, and it could all be a coincidence or whatever. But I wore them all the time. I have a picture of myself wearing one in 2007 or 2008 in my bathroom in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I just kept it to myself for a long time. I kept the shirt, I wore it all the time, underneath other shirts. A few times I wore it as a t-shirt, and people would ask me, like, what is that? I said, I don't know, I just made it. They're like, that's pretty cool. And it helped me so much that I decided at some point to make a real version of it for myself. I made a t-shirt and printed "It will be okay" on it, and I wore it around. And what happened was remarkable, because I was walking around, and everywhere I went, people I didn't know were saying like, "Oh, cool," or they'd go, "Hey, thank you." Cashiers at Walgreens would go, they'd see my shirt and look at it and go, and they'd just go, "Hey, can I just say thank you for that?" I was like, "Yeah." They go, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "I made it." They're like, "Oh my God, if you made those, I'd buy one." And that started happening all the time, every day, everywhere I went in Hollywood. People would say, "Thank you," or "Wow, that's a cool shirt," or "Where did you get that?" or "I needed to see that." All this positive energy was coming back at me. So I ultimately ended up putting them on Amazon. And over the years, I've sold "It Will Be Okay" t-shirts all over the world. Not a ton of them. Haven't made billions of dollars on it or anything. But people send me a picture sometimes. I'm in the Netherlands, I'm in Brazil, and they're wearing their shirt and they're showing it. It's pretty cool. And what I know for a fact is when they walk around with that shirt, they are bringing a little bit of positive energy into the world, and probably getting a little positive energy back from the world. So is it magical? I don't know. Does it work? Seems to. Is it fun? Absolutely. And one funny story I can tell you, I've been approached by so many people that I can't even count anymore about where I got it, or to say thank you. And one day I was on the elevator in Hollywood Tower, and Frank Ocean was living in the building, I'd heard. He was up in the penthouse in the top. And I got on the elevator one day, and Frank Ocean was on the elevator going down. And the doors closed. I looked at him. I said, "Hey, how's it going?" There were celebrities all over that building. I ran into CeeLo there once. Dolph Lundgren was there one day. I mean, you just saw people all the time. Iggy Azalea, whatever her name is. Was that her name? Yeah, she was there one day. Nicki Minaj lived there for a while. John Legend lived there for a while. So me and Frank Ocean are on the elevator, and he looks at me, and we say hey and whatever, and he looks at me and he goes, "Excuse me, where'd you get that shirt?" I said, oh, he goes, that's the coolest shirt I've ever seen. And I said, hey, thanks, man. He goes, where'd you get it? I said, actually made it. He goes, holy shit, man. He said, you make those, you're going to make $1 million. I said, well, thanks, man. I should have asked him, like, do you want to do a co-endorsement deal right now? But that was it. Little circumstances like that. And he got off the elevator. I said, I'll see you later, Frank. He's like, all right, Malan. See you around. Cool shirt. But that is the short version of the story of the It Will Be Okay t-shirt. And they're linked in the description if you want one. They're on Amazon. I've been wearing them now for 13 or 14 years. And that's the story of the shirt, my friends. I have one hanging in my closet right now. Search feed arbitrage. All right, let's get back to a marketing discussion real quick. Search feed arbitrage, never done that. I see it happening a lot. And there are some people that are talking about it in Mad Society, but I have never done it. I've been curious about it because they seem to be pretty consistent. August says energy is a very powerful thing. True. Jonatas is here, says he's late, but he's here. August says you can write your goals and dreams in paper and put it under your pillow and it will help. Yeah, I think writing down your goals and dreams definitely helps. That's helped me. I did that when I first moved to LA. I typed up a Word document of everything I was going to do. And I had a 10-year goal that I was going to do SEO, and the dream was in 10 years I wanted to get it to $100,000 a year. And I wrote all those goals down and all the steps I was going to do to get there, and I forgot about it. And then I read it again about a year later. I found it. And everything that I had written had happened. And the only difference was that I had done way more than I ever dreamed, faster than possible. You know, the goals were realistic. They were like, this year I hope to make $24,000, $2,000 a year, $2,000 a month on SEO. That'll break me even for my life in LA. You know, then I'd like to get that to 3,000 by the next year, and then 4,000 by the next, and get up to 10,000 a month over 10 years. Just wrote it all down and put it away and forgot about it, and all of it came true times more. Does that mean it works? I don't know. It happened. I believe in everything. Aracely says, Masaru Emoto, the hidden messages in water. That might be it. It was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that, the hidden something of water. That's probably it. Yeah, someone, I think a girl that I was seeing at the time might have had it laying around her apartment, and I picked it up and kind of thumbed through it, and it just stuck with me. So I made it into a t-shirt. And now you too can have the magical t-shirt that'll change your life for only $19.99 on Amazon.com. Go to Amazon, type in Malan, It Will Be Okay t-shirt, and you too can live your dreams. You know, it's just in those periods of time when you're really desperate, you'll try anything. And if that's making t-shirts to make yourself feel better, or if that's joining a cult or drinking, you know, squirrel blood or whatever, you do what you got to do. What do you think about running listicles with Google Ads outside of the holiday season? I think it's a great idea. You should start immediately. Holiday season's irrelevant. Holiday season it does pick up, but you can run those all the time. You can just, instead of running Christmas gifts, just make it gadgets or tech gifts or something like that. Gifts for dad on Father's Day. I mean, you can switch those things out. And a lot of times you don't even have to switch the products. It could be Christmas specials for Christmas. It could be New Year's specials for New Year's. It could be Black Friday specials for Black Friday. It could be a Thanksgiving special for Thanksgiving. It could be a Halloween deal for Halloween. And you can just change the heading on it. You know, and Halloween maybe turn it black and orange. But I think it's a great idea. Those listicles work all the time. They just work more during holidays because people are shopping more. But what I like to do is think about campaigns in a year, like an annual way. Because if you just think about holidays and you're going to set up a Christmas listicle, when you get yours set up, around Christmas, there's going to be someone out there who's had theirs running all year, and it's way better optimized than yours. And they've got way better placements and ad CTR because they've been focused on it all year. And you come in going, I'm going to make a bunch of money for Christmas. By the time you get set up, they've already printed money, and you can't get ahead of them. You're still optimizing and testing, and they're crushing because they've been running since January. Does that make sense? But I think it's always a good idea if you're running a campaign. A listicle is basically just an article that's a list of stuff, like top 10 gadgets of the year, and you have a list of all the gadgets with links to buy them, and you get paid a commission per everything that people buy. So if you're running a one product campaign currently, you can always test adding something else to it. You know, if you're selling shoes, you could put on there, if you like these shoes, you should try these pants. And if they go for that, you could try a shirt. And if that seems to improve things, add a hat. And you might end up with 15 products on a page and find out that it makes more money than one product. Other times, you'll find that every product you add to the page makes it perform worse. So more products doesn't always mean better returns. Liam's in the house, says, how's the campaigns going today? Slow start today. Not crushing it by any means. It doesn't always work like that. I'm testing some stuff with potential right now, though. And I have a campaign that spent pretty good yesterday, lost money, but a lot of potential. Then I have my old school ones that are still running. Shirt link doesn't work. Sends me to an empty Amazon page. That's weird. Bolo says the link works on his end. Yeah, if the link doesn't work, you can, if you're in another country, it might not work. I don't know. But you can go to Amazon and just type in Malan, it will be okay t-shirts, and you should find it. My brand is so creatively called Malan Tees. T-E-E-S. What do you use to design your advertisements? You want to know what I use right now? Pixlr. P-I-X-L-R. It's a free browser-based editor. And I use an old outdated software called Blue Griffin to edit HTML because it has a live preview. That might be something you guys can help me with. Is anyone in this place who's into the graphic design and stuff? Is there a free open sourced Mac HTML code editor that also has a live what you see is what you get version that you can edit? I can't find one right now. You know, you've got Dreamweaver, which is a monthly bill from Adobe. You pay like $30 a month, you can use it. But I like using open source stuff when I can. Any recommendations on creating a review site? Yeah, buy a WordPress template that is a review site and your website is built. There's free WordPress review websites that allow you to add rankings and stars and all that stuff. And there are good ones, there are decent ones out there that are free. So if you want to build a review site, 2 ways to do that. 2 simple steps to build a review site. 1, go out in the vertical you want to get into, let's say car insurance or whatever, go to Google Ads or Native Ads or go look at ads. Click on their links and borrow their review site to start with, and then you can edit that and optimize that into better profitability because they're usually leaving a lot of money on the table. Or number 2, buy or just find a free WordPress template and install that as your review site. And then if you want to optimize the one page to run faster and work better, you can save it as like a hard file. Save one of the review pages as a standalone page. Name it, review.html. Strip all the WordPress code out of it. Clean it up, make it smaller, make it load faster. And then you have your landing page within the site that you can actually point the traffic to. But if you have to build the whole site to run on Google. And that way when they come to check out your site, you've got 32 reviews of 32 different products. You've got a Twitter profile. You've got an about page. So seems like a good deal for everybody. customers, visitors get to learn more about the products. And if they click your link and buy something, you get paid. And the people that own the product get paid. And Google's totally happy with that. As long as you're not just doing crazy stuff. Yusef said Notepad. Yeah, I can use Notepad, but I need something with a WYSIWYG editor. That's the criteria, and Notepad does not have that at all. It's the opposite of that. It lets you run Windows app on Macs. Sublime or Brackets editor. Yeah, I've checked out both of them, but I did not see a WYSIWYG feature on that. Is that real? We'll just do it with you guys here. You don't mind, do you? Sublime text. A sophisticated text editor. I need to start sharing my screen. That'll make this more fun for you guys. I don't see what you see is what you get on Sublime. You guys are lying to me. I'm going to be very angry. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? He says, that's the exact reason I caved into subscribing to the Adobe Suite. Yeah. Bobblehead says you have to download an extension. That's cool. Yeah, I was using Blue Griffin. It's an ugly editor, but it works. It works perfectly until Mac updated the OS to whatever, 64-bit or whatever the new bit thing was. And Blue Griffin, which is no longer being updated, it works. But if you do anything that requires a window to pop up, like if you want to replace an image and you double-click the image to browse, to search for the image to replace it with, the whole thing freezes. Any pop-up box freezes. So you have to work in the code, but then you can go straight into the editor, and you can work in the editor, the WYSIWYG editor as well. And I like having both. Visual Code Studio with the free, with an extension. Yeah, I looked into Visual Code Studio the other day as well. Might be something someone should build. There's not one. There's no free open source Mac HTML editor with WYSIWYG capabilities that's, out of the box. You have to install extensions. The general public's not going to want to do that. If someone made that, they wouldn't make a lot of money, but they would become famous, which would make them a lot of money. Carousel, what's happening? Are you investing in BitClout? Nope. Only cryptocurrencies I really look at, I named my favorite 3 the other day. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. And people laugh about Dogecoin, but it's one of those things, it's like GME stock. It was trading for $3 a few years ago. Right now it's sitting at $207. And it's been as high as $500. I've heard people say, pie in the sky dreaming, it could hit $13 million a share. And Dogecoin could do the same thing if people organized around it and pumped the price. It could go from, well, it already did go from less than a penny to 5 cents per share. And it could, if the right circumstances hit and you bought, what's $1,000? Let's say you had $1,000 and you bought Dogecoin with it. You'd have 20,000 Dogecoins for $1,000. If it hit $1, your $1,000 would now be worth 20,000. So if you spent 10,000, it would be worth 200,000. So it's one of those things kind of like Bitcoin. Sounds weird right now, but if you put $10,000, if you had it, and you just bought Dogecoin at 5 cents and forgot about it, you might lose the whole thing. Or you might make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars when a group of people on Reddit decide, let's go with this thing. And then it becomes so popular, it gets shown on Time magazine's cover. And then businesses start to accept it. That's what happened with Bitcoin. And now they're worth $50,000 a coin. So let's just imagine you spent $1,000 on Dogecoin. You would have 20,000 coins. Now let's pie in the sky that at Bitcoin's current price, 50,000. No, let's go 60,000. So if you had 20,000 Dogecoins and it hit 60K a coin like Bitcoin is now, you would have $1,200,000,000. $1.2 billion on your $1,000 investment. You never know. I don't quote me on that math. I may have just screwed that whole thing up. And those kind of numbers, it's worth looking into. What is your favorite affiliate marketing idol or guru? There's not one. I don't believe in any gurus or idols, none of that. I don't know a single guru who is to be looked up to. All of the gurus, the quote-unquote gurus that I know are fake. And I know them personally. We're not tight friends, but I know their story. And their story is usually they tried affiliate marketing out. Maybe they had a campaign that made some money. Then it fell apart and they thought, what can I do? And they figure out that they can teach people, they can teach it. And that'll be the campaign. So instead of running traffic to someone else's product and making a commission, which is what affiliate marketing is, their campaign is run to you, the person who wants to learn, and they sell you a course. And that to me means they're not an affiliate marketer at all. They're literally just selling a course on how to be an affiliate marketer. But they're not one. So there's none. There are zero. There are very few trusted names that talk publicly. And to be honest, I won't say any names. And yeah, I would assume if you pay for those guru courses, you will be disappointed. Maybe not. I do have a friend who bought a Make Money Online ebook way back in the day. And it didn't really make him any money, but it started his journey. It got him interested, and he flipped it into a life. And now he flies around in jets, and he owns private jets and stuff, and planes, travels the world, owns several companies, and took it from being like a guy sitting around reading, buying ebooks to try to figure out how to make money to being one of the most highly respected and legendary people in the history of the game. So sometimes when you buy a piece of crap ebook or something, it's worth it. Even if it doesn't make you money, it can kind of get you interested. NDTRNC, what's happening with you? I can't tell if you're a dude or a chick, so I can't say what's up man or what's up babe or what's up girl. So we'll just say what's up they. Malan, thanks for sharing. Guitar and technology is a great combination. I think so too. That's why I've been doing it. Guitar my whole life, and tech ever since I was 22 years ago. I probably got interested in tech. SeaMonkey Composer is a free download for Mac. Last update, January 22nd. Now here's the question, GM, for the people. Does SeaMonkey Composer have a WYSIWYG feature where you can edit live? What you see is what you get. That's the question. There's 1,000 free editors for Mac, but none that I can find that out of the box have that. You should hire someone, Carousel says, you should hire someone to make a digital video of your song and tokenize it. I've thought of that. Bands are now releasing their albums as NFTs. And in that way, they're sidestepping the record labels, and they could potentially make millions of dollars from an album now as an NFT. I'm interested. I haven't done it yet, but I've started following a few people who are musicians, and they're not huge famous stars. They have some music that they produce and write themselves. And they put it out, and this one person released like 10 NFTs, sold them all for thousands of dollars a piece. Even if, let's say, you sell them all for $2,000 a piece, that's 20 grand on your album. Most people don't make 20 grand on an album. That's almost unheard of. I'm talking about independent artists who do it all themselves. But I have my eye on it. Billy Bell says, I just ordered an It Will Be Okay t-shirt from Amazon. Sweet. That's awesome. Tell you what, Billy Bell, this is up to you, but when you get it and you're wearing it, if you want to, take a picture of yourself and send it over. And I won't post it if you don't want me to, and I will if you don't mind. I love seeing people wearing them. Like if I got hit by a truck tomorrow, I would leave behind this laptop, this coffee cup, this guitar, a couple albums worth of music, and maybe somebody would have one of my t-shirts in their closet, you know? It's like my grandfather's art that hangs around my house. He died in 2011, but you know, I see his stuff every day, and in that way he still lives. So thank you for the order. I hope you enjoy it. Rashni Gandhi says, I remember when you did reaction videos to online gurus and you started laughing at a guy who had a hole punched in the wall in his background. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was fun. I kind of dived into we were talking about this yesterday, making fun of online gurus. I thought that'd be a great way to get some views on a video. So I looked at all the goofballs on YouTube and basically made fun of them. And it was a popular video. I don't even know if it's still live. But there are so many guys, and like to me, if you're going to tune into someone on YouTube or pick a guru or a mentor, you need to find someone who's living the life. This is me talking to myself. You should find someone who's living the life that you want to live. If they're not living the life you want to live, it's probably not the person you should pay attention to. It's like if your goal is to be in incredible physical shape, you should probably pick a personal trainer who's in incredible physical shape. You see these overweight personal trainers and it's hilarious. Or if you want to like fine-tune your body and be in perfect shape and be in the cutting edge of that stuff, find a doctor who's not obese. Find a doctor who's in the shape you want to be in. And ask, you know, that way they know how to tell you, like, instead of prescribing pills for you, why don't you start working out? You know. But you got to make sure the person's actually living the life. And so some of these fake gurus, they would be with a cheap headset microphone, sitting in what looked like, you know, a house like the house that I grew up in with a hole punched in the wall behind them and bad wood paneling and, you know, like a buzzing refrigerator in the background. This is not a person who's super affiliate. This is a person who's broke, possibly working another job, and they get on YouTube as a side hustle and talk about making money online, and they sell you a course that was written by someone else or their own that makes no sense that they copied from someone else. And I was just laughing at them. I try to keep it positive, you know. What tracking tool is worth it? They're all worth it. I use Volume currently. That's the one I recommend 100% of the time. The other ones are like Funnel Flux, there's Thrive Tracker, and there's a free tracker that's not updated regularly anymore, but it's called Prosper 202. And it's what all of us used in the beginning. In the beginning of my experience, it was the only tracking tool there was. And it was free, and everyone used it. There was Tracking 202, which was a browser-based, cloud-based version of the tracker, and then Prosper 202 you could install on your own server and run it yourself. Still works, but these days I use Volume right now. No, I've not seen anything that comes even close. Elizabeth Laird, what's happening? Yeah, I believe we're like second cousins, Elizabeth. Somehow. First, third, 15th, I don't know. She says, you are one cool dude, cuz. I think that's you. I might be completely wrong. Is SEO still an option with affiliate marketing? Yep. And it's real good if you have a lot of time and no money, because you're going to be very busy writing articles. And the game has changed so much in the last 13 years that I'm probably not the best SEO resource, but what I used to do back in the day was pick a small topic. I'm not trying to get ranked for credit cards, the keyword credit cards. It'd be more like credit card for low-income people with a bad credit score. I would write little blogs that target that key phrase exactly. It'd be the name of the blog, it'd be the headline of the blog, it'd be the title of the article, it'd be used all throughout the article. And back then it would take a while, but as you pump these out, I was trying to write like 10 articles a day. They start getting out there and showing up in search engines, and you start to slowly get traffic. Then now you have traffic that's free. If you make any sale, it's 100% ROI. But yeah, I know people that do it to this day. Some of the viewers of the Morning Coffee Show, they're doing it. All right, we've hit the hour and it's time to go. Prosper 202 and plenty of fish, Bolo. Yeah, that was the combo back in the day. You know what? I haven't been paying attention, man, but we are, I think, 2 or 3 people away from breaking the all-time concurrent viewer record. We just can't seem to get over that hump. You guys push like on the video and see if we can send out a good wave of energy to get like 5 more people in here. We'll set a record. Yesterday was a record for the longest stream ever. It was a record for the longest stream ever. I got a campaign, it's not working. I should probably go and pay attention to my stuff. No big deal. I think we're 4 people away. We'll have to beat it another day, guys. Oh, the likes just jumped up. Thanks. I mean, 3 more people in the room, and we're good. Should we hang out and wait for it? I'm out of coffee. Liam Kelly says, thank you for tuning in to Squirrel Affiliate Marketing. That's the new brand name for Mad Society. We're going to call it Squirrel Affiliate Marketing. Well, we will teach you how to go from $0 to $1 a day, and we will teach you to make enough money that you can buy feed for your backyard squirrels. Here on Squirrel Marketing, we're gonna show you the ropes. And I hope that these squirrels get fed. Squirrel Affiliate Marketing is what I'm gonna do until I'm dead. Now, squirrel marketing doesn't make much money, but it really is a lot of fun. And every once in a while, you have a squirrel with a bun in her oven. And that's how it goes. 2 people away. 2 people away right now. Can we beat the record at squirrel marketing today? Will we talk about squirrels or your landing pages you want to run? Squirrel marketing is fun. Looks like we're going to dance around and threaten the record, but it probably not overtake it today. Either way, it's time to go. 70 minutes in exactly. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Fresh Whiskey, welcome. Elizabeth Laird, thank you for tuning in. Tammy's here. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Me too. Lenny Ramirez says it will be okay with a squirrel. If it's not okay, the squirrel will bite. That's what he just said. Thank you for hosting. You're welcome. Thank you for viewing. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your friends that if they want to learn the ins and outs of squirrel marketing, and if they want to learn to write words on their t-shirts to make them feel better, And if they want to learn about 20-gallon pickup cowboy hats, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. It's Squirrel Marketing Central. We've got chipmunks. Everybody's saying, take it easy, man. See you in the future. Take care. Tammy says, I just logged in on my phone. She's trying to push. We need 2 people. Just 2 more people. Log in on your phones. Log in on a PC. Log in on your dial-up phone, your old school phone. Send a mail a letter to your parents real quick and tell them to tune in. Oh man, it was so close. I think we did tie the record briefly. We tied it, which we haven't done. We haven't done that yet. Protect your nuts, says Lee Ramirez. That's right, your peanuts, your sunflower seeds, and your nuts. And we are all nuts. So let's drink to being nuts on the Morning Coffee family. This is another one of those wild 72-minute videos. I can't believe we went this long. Everybody have a great day, and we'll do this tomorrow. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. We'll tune back in, see what you guys are doing. Oh my goodness, 1 more person and we beat the record. 1 more person and we beat the record. There it is. We did it. We just did it. Whoever just came in here, thank you, because we just broke the record at the last minute. I can't believe it. We did it. We did it. Whoever that was, we just did it. We broke the record. Oh, we broke the record. I wonder if we'll break the record again. 'Cause if we don't break the record, then I might never stream again. We broke the record. We broke the record, yeah! We broke the record on the Morning Coffee fam. And I hope that I will see you all to set some new records when I turn on my phone and we start the stream again. So whoever that was that came in, you pushed us over the edge. We did it. We absolutely did it. Like, comment, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. This was really fun. You guys, we did it. We got positive energy. It's because we talked about crystals and ice and magical t-shirts. I love it. Everybody have a great day, man. We did it. We did it. Like today's going to be a good day. Elizabeth says we are all a little squirrely right now. I know. What's up, Jen? Good to see you back. See you in the future. They're posting Peanuts in My Coffee. Oh, Peanuts in My Coffee is a country record that we've got to make, guys. Liam with all the icons, emojis. Liam with the guitars. Ahmed's posting celebration emoticons, whatever they are. We did it. That's so funny we did it at the very end. And we sang our way. We were laughing as it happened. That is so hilarious. We might beat it again. It's back to even. 2 more and we set a new record. We could sit here all day doing this. And that's really what I see. The guys that are getting, they have 10, 20,000 people viewing at a time. They stream 8 hours straight. And at some point it reaches that crazy number. But for us, we did it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Coffee cheers on the way out. Even though I'm out of coffee, I'll fake it. There we go. Oh, we got a real squirrel fight going on in the backyard. I just saw a branch fall from a tree. A big one. So I'm going to go check on my animals. And you animals take care. Have a great day. And as always, I will see you to set new records in the future. See you tomorrow.